gotta say, I am fantastic, la la la, I am fantastic.
Hey everybody, we're at the 18th annual Conscious Life Expo with Michael, the Tree of Life. And Michael is full of fantastic ideas and passions. So what brings you here, and tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm here. My partner Giselle Coy, she's speaking on spiritual epigenetics. I don't know why I pointed that way, but I'm here. I live in Sedona. Went to Dartmouth, New Hampshire. Graduated a little bit early. Lived in Hawaii. Did a lot of the different plant medicines. Had a near-death experience, and I've just been on this awakening journey. And a lot of people think like it's not normal to have these experiences of empathy and telepathy. And the world has a way of conditioning people with that. So I'm here to just tell people I want to create a movement called Awake Anonymous, and it's just like allowing people to know there's nothing wrong with them and they can share it, kind of like how an AA meeting would work. There's somebody who leads it, but it's egalitarian. Each person can have an opportunity to speak what they're processing, and we're each other's medicine. So it's about listening, and when you listen, it's much like a sweat lodge, and you actually transmute energy within yourself, and you get chills, and you can clear your body, you can crack your back. What we were saying earlier, life is like a movie. So for me, I experienced the inner vision of like what Paramahansa Yogananda talks about. It's the inner eye, the ajna. It just appeared one day, but I didn't know how to process it. So if I had Awake Anonymous, that would have been great. But once you start to awaken, life becomes like a lucid dream, and we're dreaming right now. I mean, you look back 10 years ago, it's like it's like a dream that you had. Might as well be your memory bank. So it's just about clearing and cleansing energy and transmuting it, and through the Christ templates. I believe in the ancient practice of the Kabbalah, and I believe in Yeshua Emmanuel and the power of that geometry. He came to the planet, opened up this Christed realm. I believe that Yeshua has, it's in many different cultures too. Like in Santeria, for example, Obatala, it goes into the Olun Dumare, which is the Most High. So it's all about an ascension pathway. That's very important, and we're all helping each other to have an ascension pathway. But I judge, get the spiritual ego out of the way. You can't really ascend within the ego. It's either you ascend in the ego or you ascend in like the true ancient DNA that you have as your primordial self. So anyways,
how did you come to this realization?
Lots of delving into research within I used to suffer a lot, with anxiety, even obsessive compulsive disorder, and things that were labeled as that the world labeled it as that. But I think that it's all about it's all about how your consciousness, your pineal gland. There's actually a Resonance Science Foundation talks about how your pineal gland your heart has a pineal gland in it, and it's a torus field. So you align your heart's pineal gland with your root chakra, with your crown. I came to this realization because it's all about timing and perfect timing and being in the right space and showing up, and also just balancing the chemicals in your body, and also having proper reflection. I love to help people when they're suffering because they might have some sort of cord of attachment or energetic problem with somebody, and they're just projecting. But oftentimes, if you're 0 point, like in your meditation, and that means you're probably you're totally good when you go in the world. You just need to know how to get your spiritual armor on and know how to discern with your empathy and telepathy. So that's pretty much all that information is just what I've come to realize, and how to navigate the planet. The ancient texts say to be sober and clear, and we can activate our DNA through psychedelics as well, and plant medicines. I mean,
psilocybin, you like that?
Psilocybin, I've done that before, and a lot of the different ones. But I think that it's just it's to give a glimpse of a new awareness, and to when somebody experiences sacred geometry in their inner eye vision when they're moving through, and kind of like an Alex Gray painting, that's something that needs to be processed. So it's important to have perfect divine reflection. But as I said before, 3D, people can only give reflection on their level of perception. So if somebody has a perception, and they're not going to judge you for having that experience, it's important to use discernment who you share those experiences with, so you know that you can have a proper reflection. Otherwise, their projection, if you're not ready, could pull you down. The Matrix has a way of pulling you down. but it's important to not fall into the Maya, like the illusion, and to actually be in the creatrix. I think that mater is the mother, the physical creation comes from the Father, Mother, Father, Creator, aligning our Merkaba light bodies. We're the alchemy. So, just taking it a moment at a time, following the right next steps, and listen to your higher power. If you don't know, oftentimes the answer is to do nothing until you know. So.
There you go. So do you have a website? Something someone can follow you? Instagram? Anything?
Yeah,
you want to shout out?
For sure. Thanks. Yeah. So my Instagram is @MichaelTreeoflife, and then I'm just Michael Tree on Facebook. I'm building my website right now. I haven't had the physical inspiration yet to build a website, but I'm using my Instagram and a YouTube channel, so Michael Tree of Life too. So once I do that, it'll probably be michaeltreeoflife.com. So
there you go.
Yeah. I'm just taking it a moment at a time,
We're only here today.
Yeah.
Yesterday's a history, tomorrow's a mystery, today's a gift. That's why they call it the present.
Definitely, in aligning my self-will with the Most High will, because there's an architecture, there's a plan. Like in ancient Kabbalah, they call it Matat or Metatron. There's the Most High angel that creates the architecture of creation, as like he's on the throne of the Most High. So there's a whole architecture to everything, and whatever tradition you have a higher power no matter what. So if you don't know how to like logistically figure out like a tradition or something, just listen to your DNA and what you're inspired by, and you'll just know the right next steps, and you just show up and life happens.
So in closing, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Fantastic.
It's my pleasure.
The Fantastic has a frequency. He taught me this, Dr. Fantastic. When you speak your words, as Dr. Fantastic says, I am is the most powerful word you can say. It's ehyeh in Hebrew. It's a beautiful thing. I am that I am. I am fantastic, and so are you, and so is Dr. Fantastic. So, thank you.
Stay fantastic, my friend.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Gotta say, I am fantastic.